Okay. Hello, welcome to stream number 13. We're going to continue on the last section of the home screen today. Quick recap: the first section is the intro section. That's what I built in stream, I think, number 2 and 3, and so it consists of the slider that can move back and forth, which does small introductions. Also the SVG animated logo, multi-chain logo there. The most important infos there, some logos, the social things. Also here the navigation to jump to different sections, and the dive in button. The next section is the current status, which is also fairly complete except of the correct numbers. It's currently hard coded. Then we built the get a fraction section where you can either buy it via one of the platforms or use the faucet. That's the last missing home section, the relevant transactions, so you can see what happened after the project minted the one token and what happened to them. So I'm gonna make these sections in here. It's gonna be, that's here as a rough sketch of it. So today I'm gonna continue building that rough sketch, and then probably in the next streams or so we're gonna fine-tune them, and also make sure that the if you scroll to that section, that it builds up quite nicely, like the like this section here, so that it's animated when it builds up, and also that when you hover or when you click on one of these buttons, that you see additional informations on that specific transaction. The other sections which are fairly complete are the shoutout, the logos, the NFT sections, and the milestones, and also the DAO section. I've been thinking about adding 2 more sections, but I feel like the home screen is getting a little bit too long. So one would be an FAQ section, but I think I might do just a specific subpage for that. Then later on, overall FAQs, maybe even combine it with the white paper or split it up. I'm not so sure about that yet. And then I was also thinking about a section to promote other projects or other developers who build something that utilizes the fraction token. Mustn't necessarily have to do anything with streams, although highly preferred. I think that's also going to be one of the first blockchain specific stuff I will do on stream, because I have an idea for a very, very simple streaming contract, so that there's sort of as a placeholder in there, so you can see that if you have an idea where you think, oh yeah, I could utilize the fraction token for that, and if it's an awesome idea, I'm happy to promote that also then there in that section. It also would then, this section could be network specific then as well, to have that section on each network specific subpage. But I think that the biggest challenge is for now just to find someone else to actually build something on top of it. I mean, the fraction faucet, it's also something I didn't come up with, so it's something that Didi deployed out of the box, basically because for fun, and that's also the same approach that's behind the whole token project. It's just a DeFi experiment to learn new stuff, build something new, and basically just do once again stuff just for because it's nice to build stuff and not necessarily to get a shit ton of money out of it. Although I would be kind of good to have a break even at some point, because right now I pumped in quite a lot of my money. A lot. I mean, it's okay, but more like the time that's in there. So yeah, let's hope at some point someone else comes up with a stupid idea. The stupider and more hilarious, the better. Okay, so today I'm going to continue building these relevant sections. We can already see that this page can scroll to the left and to the right. That's basically because this container here has a very long, I think it's 2000 pixels width, and later on I'm going to build something like this here, so that there's the first edge, which is basically here, maybe a little bit more at some point, and then the page, when it builds up step by step, then it also should move slightly to the side. So especially if that thing gets longer and longer at some point, and also that I can be sure that you can actually see the beginning and the end of it without necessarily scrolling manually there. Oh, that's nice. Didn't notice that. So what I just spotted is here in the let's make it a little bit bigger. Here you can see the DOM section of the whole page, and that's the one section that it has the class in viewport, and that's because there is a 1x1 pixel container that's placed inside of that section, and the interesting part is, as you can see, it's now just 20 pixels to the left, and since we have the left and right scroll part, if I scroll to the right, that isn't visible in the viewport anymore, so the class leaves there. I think that's good approach in the future to trigger the animation for the development part, since usually I would have to scroll up and down and then see if it really triggers it, and so I could basically just place somewhere one container that's super long and that expands the page, and then I just scroll 30 pixels to the right, it's not in the viewport anymore, I go back and it gets the class anymore. If you're wondering how that control has been done, so you can see it adds and removes the in viewport class depending on if that container is visible. I'm happy to show the JavaScript code for that. It's, I think, 8 rows or so. It's super simple. Okay, so let's get to it. Last time I started building these parts here and also the SVG in the background, and finally I also animated them a little bit. And in here we now have these symbols. Let's do some separation in here. So that's the token, the full token when it got minted. That's 50% that got put into the HoneySwap pool. So right now there's just the whale symbol is just a placeholder in there. It's going to be the HoneySwap symbol then later on. And this one here is, that's interesting. Is that true? No, that's not true. See, I fucked it up last time. That should be the whale also, and those two should be the 12.5%. Okay, so we are going to add let's say we apply that to the whale. Okay. And we apply it also to the whale inner. That's just temporary. Then we have here the HoneySwap. And I would say we start. Let's place the HoneySwap logo in there. Do I already have? I think I have one of that in here. I can HoneySwap, but I want to have separated one. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. HoneySwap. I could use the other ones, but I want to have separate ones since I'm thinking about animating them then later on. And I don't want to have those icons animated everywhere, only on the ones that I actually prefer. HoneySwap. Okay. But for now, it's okay that it's just a somewhat. So that is huge. Okay, but I remember that whoops, let's close that. That was for a running joke yesterday. Don't worry. So, okay, and we are going to open up now. Did I? sure if I actually built one of these. So I'm going to redo that. And let's start that up. Okay, so we are going to save that. So now we have the mid, then we have the normal whale. Okay. Then we need the honey swap. Okay. So let's get that a little bit out of there. We are going to ungroup this. Those are still paths. So we are going to make there now some areas of that, and then we are going to take this, and this, and we merge them. It's actually kind of nice because we can now, I think for the first time you can actually see what's happening here, and that's basically just because I have two monitors with different scaling and Windows fucked it up when I moved the window from one monitor to the other. So I'm just gonna leave that here, but you probably won't be able to see how the classes look like here. So that's one thing. All the other, we have here the whale, then we have the dick. So now we are going to take this, and then we make one path out of that. Then we have here one black part. These we can leave. That's the top part. And now I want to have this here. I think, what if I remove that? Okay. And we are gonna flip that, make that white. Okay. And now we are going to see the bottom part. That's the one. So we are going to cut this down, and I'm going to move those so they should connect up here. Okay, and here, then we take this one here, here inside, same as that. So, okay, and now we take this one here. Does this look correct? No, it does not. Not at all. That looks okay-ish. I feel like this here. Still should get moved a little bit outside. So this line here connects normally. Yeah. Okay, then we also made an area out of that, and feel like that's not correct, is it? See, I mean, it does look wrong. Is the other logo shitty? Why build it yourself if you can just steal it from their side? Symbols. Swap. Okay. But now I can take a look where I went off the rails. Oh yeah, it should be a little bit different. Okay, good. We are going to get rid of that, and since that's the first one, we need these, and it's nice that these are also in there, so we are going to group that, and then we are going to place that in the center by using this, and okay, great. Now with this, since the scaling is fucked up, I need to move it back and forth. So, okay. That's fair size. Then we're gonna save that. Then that's honey swap. Then we also take, and these are really just placeholder. I can't stress that enough because I don't really like this one here, but honey swap, and that's expansion. Hi Peter, how's it going? Do you have a good idea for a token expansion to other chains icon? Best I could find right now is this 4 arrows into all directions, so I'm using this one here until I find a better one. I mean, I also have the same problem for the treasury, so it's just this lock symbol here. Some bridge, like maybe, yeah, that's, I mean, I do have one bridge icon here in the roadmap. That's this one here, but I actually need to find a better icon there because I just found it on Icon Finder, and it kind of looks like a brush or something, or it's not necessarily like a bridge. But yeah, bridge idea is probably a good idea. Okay, so then so take this one here. So the expansion, then we have here the treasury. Then we have quick swap. Okay, so for quick swap we need to make that a little bit bigger. Also, I'm thinking about, I mean, that's also kind of the question. Do I want to have here just a symbol from the DEX itself, or should I place in there some symbol that you know what it's actually about, how it's paired? For example, in this case, the XDI part, and here HoneySwap, the Miva part. So I tried to distinguish the network anyways by using the different colors, the network specific ones. And for these DEXs, just a symbol. I guess it would be kind of nice to see there right away what has been put in there, and also have the Miva token symbol in there, or the XDI token symbol in here. But on the other hand, if you take a look at here, these are symmetric pools. Good luck putting in there the symmetric logo and 3 token symbols. So I think I'm just gonna let the HoneySwap in here, and once you hover it, it shows more infos where you can actually then see when the liquidity got provided, which other value got placed in that pool, how much I got out of it, and also links to the blockchain, to the Block Explorer transactions. So yeah, so we have symbol 1, 2, 3. Then we need the symmetric logo. Symmetric. Okay. There we have the quick swap. Then the symmetric. Okay. Then we need this one here as another placeholder. That's the treasury. Finally. Okay, bigger. I mean, I'm gonna have to adjust those anyways. Maybe it was a wrong idea to make them that small. I think I should put them on full size. Let's see, what do we have here? That's 100. That's also kind of stupid. Let's make those. I remember why I did that. And I still agree that that was a stupid idea. So, we are just going to... Let's make those 28. Or just 64. I'll make that 64. 64. That's good. And now I have to do that for all of them. Not too sure. Can I? Let's figure something out. What if I can I select more of these and then apply that to all of them? Huh? Neat. You never learn. You never stop learning, right? 64. Key. So then we are going to increase that to 60. Let's give that some border and place it in the middle. Same here, 60. Oops. Middle and 60. I think I should place them a little bit off so it looks like the B is in the middle. Okay. Then with this one here. Okay. Because here we have the same. I do need to place it a little bit outside. Otherwise it wouldn't be in the center. The circle wouldn't be in the center since this one here flips out a little bit. 60. Okay. And then I think there's one missing. No, two. We still need this. Oh, three actually. We still need the sushi. Okay. And then pancake. Pancake. There it is. Good thing that I already prepared that last time. So, I mean, is it just me or does the pancake logo, if it's flat only, looks super creepy? It looks like, because that here down there below is G. Okay, let's make bigger this. Okay, and then we also need here the sentinel symbol. Although I'm not so sure if I actually should add them, but we're gonna figure it out later. Sentinel. It's better have it and then not use it. Yeah. Other way around. Okay. 60. Okay. So now we're going to save that. Then we are going to export them. All of them. Okay. Now we have here all these IT things. And I'm going to grab that one in here and we get rid of those. Yep. And now I'm going to have to get rid really quick of that underscore that the Illustrator adds by default. Okay. So Then we upload all of that. Rename that one. IT oil mint. So that's here. That's the IT oil mint, because that's the one that needs to be black. Then we have the whale. That's white. Then we have the honey swap. That's also white. Then we have the treasury. I'm fairly sure they all look now. Yeah. So then we have symmetric. Okay. Now we have that. Let's upload them. They're probably now super big, all of them, but we're gonna fix that later on. So, oops. I think I should get here. Quality. So, why is that one here? Why that one should be? Actually, that one shouldn't be black. It should be that should have the Gnosis colors. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, we also should close this one here. Why? What is your problem? Oh, because no one has it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's like it. So now we need to decrease the size for each of them, because up there they all get 100%. Background size. Okay. Ukes. Now repeat background position center. That's better. Let's go with 50 by default. Yeah, I think that's better. I think we can even let it that way, because I think it looks fairly good like this, except of course the first sucker here. Actually do need it, because that's the one stupid exception here. I kind of like it, and for the others I'll expand it then later on. So let's get to the next item in here. Or first, I'm gonna fix one mistake I made, because that one here actually should be here. So that's 750 and 220. And we are also going to fix something else because this stuff here is getting way too long. So we are going to make that a little bit more readable here. So, because I was hoping in the first place that I would only have to adjust few minor things, but that wasn't the case. Okay, let's make sure that's more readable. Not sure why. Oh yeah, because I wanted to have that filled completely in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna speed that a little bit up and add all these additional ones so that they are at least in the DOM already, and then we're gonna place them one by one by one. So next thing is then let's make that bigger. So I'm kind of stupid. So I would say the next thing is this one here. That's the next treasury agnosis chain number 7, and the amount is also unknown so far. Because technically when I started that, this one in here was at 0 and then it grew over time. So I would have to look up what was the balance when I made this symmetric transaction the first time. So let's look that one up real quick. Okay, and how can we do that? I think I'll still have here some backup stuff going on. And we provided here liquidity in the symmetric pool. That's this one here. Okay. So let's figure out when that was on July the 12th. So it was March, April, May, June, July. You know what? Let's date. Universal time and date. That's the one. Checked all. So I set the stream up on the 24 2021, and the end date is July 12th. June also 21. So yeah, that's me. And now we are going to take a look at the old fraction page, v1, because there is in here, where's the whale? Here's the stream. Okay. So the stream rate is that one here. It's 0.04 per month. So you know what? Before I do that, I'll try something else. I'll view it in the viewport. Then I'll go in here. And if I recall correctly, then there's also this history. And I need 12th, July 12th. That's in here. So the balance went up and up and up and up. And then I made these transactions. So it went to 0.00282. That's even easier to figure out. Okay, so it's 0. Dude, my brain. 8282. 2% was in the, yes, 2%. So we are going to take this here, then we refresh that. Then we are going to enable back again here that border, so we know where we actually are. And we are going to enable also the echo here. So it's 33.66. I think I should right here from what that is about. That's the mint, and that's honey swap 0.5, and that's 3 is the whale 0.5. Then 4 is expansion 0.25. Then we have here the honey swap again with 0.25. Then we have here treasury empty placed at 1%. Okay. Then we have here the treasury symmetric treasury symmetric fill with 0.2828, and that is 36 px. Okay. Then the next thing is here, number 8. That's symmetric. And we say, you know what? Fuck that amount here. That's just confusing. That just confuses me and I don't want to write it. I'll just note it into the CSS file for me, and everyone else probably doesn't care anyways what's in the class. So ID number 8 for symmetric, and that here is then liquidity. This one here, and I moved three. And 2. Is that really what? Oh yeah, because the token price was, I think, at 70k still. I think I remember that, yeah. So no. Is that really that? 4 pixels. That's really not much. So I'll just group those together now. That's a little bit stupid. I'll just group those together and then I'll list all of them in the details in there, because that doesn't make any sense. So was that really just that? I mean, it went down from 2%. I'm not sure if that's actually correct. Not sure if I fucked up anything during that. Let's take a look. We do have here the symmetric. USD20 tokens. View all. So it was 2% in, and how much is there left? Is there something left? Did I send that back to someone? No, I moved all of that in there. So let's see. I moved, that's the CD5. So AC7 to AC7. And that's a good part, that the big accounts don't really have that much one second. Mute the phone. And since I'm streaming now 1 hour, I think it's time to open up a beer. Cheers. Okay, so I moved 0.02 there, then also 25,000 MIVA. Then I moved this there, and also this there, and this, this. Oh no, that's 0.02. So that's all that went into the 0.95. That went there, that went there, that went there, that went there. Yes, so 995, 995. Okay, now we take a look back at this in here. So I got the 0.02. Then I also got that's 0.1. That's the 882. That's what I don't get. Why? Where is that transaction? See, that's what confused me the last time. That's the initial stream. Then that's to a contract. Which contract is that? I am slightly confused. That's the X die. Oh, that's the interesting. So the why did I send there? I don't really remember what. What happened there? Is it on me? Is it only me, or am I stupid? But I would say these are the ones that get transferred to the CD5 account, and that's 002. Then this one here, and this one here. So that account, hello viewer number 2. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat or whatever. I'm currently trying to figure out what the exact balance of the treasury account was when I provided liquidity into the symmetric pool. Or we already know that, but I think it's that one seems to be right, but I really need to check that out later on as well. But let's just assume that it's, and it kind of also feels correct. So let's see, that's 3, 6. Then we add that. So now we have 3.8%. And now we're going to use that super duper function. 3.8%. So now we know which width and height we are going to use. So it's 4.3. That's 8. Okay. Yes, that's the symmetric poles in there. Okay, so now we are going to, now the next one in there is the bridge to polygon. So that's expansion, that's polygon, treasury, symmetric, and we said that was 3.8. So then number 9 is then expansion polygon with 0.125, and we can just grab these ones here because we already know that that's 77. Okay, and we can this here, and we can also move this one here. Okay. So that's number 9. Then we have number 10. That's this one here. So now we have the treasury on quick swap fill. That's number 10. That's expansion on quick swap fill. So, and to figure out how much that is, we have to look how much this is. So we're going to add number 11 as well for now. And that's not the expansion anymore, that's quick swap. Quick swap. Okay. And there we have our list somewhere out there is the list I'm looking for. Okay, provide liquidity on symmetric. Great. But I do have the list somewhere. I looked at all the sum it up, and I'm fairly sure that some of them aren't actually correct, and that's the one. So now this here is the one for the quick swap. So that's 2.8%. Okay. And that means that's 33.39. Okay. And we need to subtract that from 12.5. It's 2.879. So now we have 962. Then we enter this one in here and get now the new 62. That's the balance. Fuck. So that's the one. Then we have here, that's 11. Yes. And that's 30. What did we have there? God, my brain. 33.6. 33.6. Okay. 33.6. And that's for quick swap, and that amount. Okay. And the expansion had then was 0.09. Okay. Then we need to do that exact same. So that's on fill, and we are going to duplicate those. So that's then 12, and that's 13. Whoops, 13. And 13 is 0.42. So we're going to calculate that. That's 4.2%. I think that's, yeah. Okay, which is 41. And that is 12. That is 13. 0.042. That's 41. That's 41. And we need to take this here and subtract from that 4.2%. So we're now down to 5.4. Okay, that's 42, and that's one in here. I mean, good luck following what I'm doing right here. If you didn't note, if you didn't watch the last stream where all that calculation got picked together. But I'm not sure if that's actually the best part, but yeah, whatever. So we have this one in here and this one in here. Now we do know, so, and then that's the question. Now I bridged it over there and then it's split up. So what's left in there is this, and that's what got moved away. I mean, that's going to be a little bit smaller anyway than later on. Then it was 12.5 minus what's in there, and then 12.5 minus that. So that one here should be the same as this one in here, but that's not true either, right? I mean, that's now a general question. Do I want to show here the amount after it got removed, or should these here, it's 12.5%, then it got bridged, so it's still 12.5%, then after some time it was still 12.5%, then something moved away, so in the next over there the amount got reduced? Or do I want to show 12.5% and then here it's already 12.5% minus what I have here? But that's going to be very interesting, because then I would place here actually that amount minus what I bridged off to that, and that's 0.1 as far as I know. Yeah, but basically, yeah, let's do that. I think that's better. So then we have here, that's the next one. Then we have here. So that's the expansion on number 14. Hello, viewer number 2. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the Twitch stream channel, or here's the link tree. There's also the link to Twitter and etc. Whenever you have any questions what this here is actually all about. Can just show it to you really quick. It's about this DeFi experiment, the fraction token that spreads from Gnosis chain, where it launched 1.5 years ago, to now multiple chains by the end of the year. And I'm building now the website that shows the status quo and also gives some direction what this all is about and how you can get stuff like that, how you can buy it and how you can get it for free and so on. And right now I'm building this section to show what the project did with the token so far. So that's more of the transparency area, so that basically anything that I have here is publicly available on the block explorers. But yeah, to make it easier for anyone to figure out what happens, I'm building this section here. It's basically this is a rough sketch how it should look like in the end, but I will then also later on animate it, and when you hover it, it will show a lot more infos, how much got transferred, when, what happened to it, what was the liquidity, and so on and so forth. And right now, these here have already been placed. So now I'm just generating these dots in here. And while I'm doing that, I also have to calculate their size, because they should represent the amount of the token. So the total token supply is 1. So you can see that one here is 1, and this one here is exactly 50% of the token, because 50% has been put into a liquidity pool at the beginning. And since I can't just have the height and the width, I do need to calculate the area here, the square pixels of that area, and then figure out the exact percentage of the new one, and then calculate back the height and the width for that calculator. And to do that, I wrote on the last stream this super duper annoying little calculation here that does everything that I need. So I basically just put in the percentage, and then it shows me on the website which height and width I actually have to put in there. And now we are in this spot here, and that is number 14, and that is expansion count on polygon when bridging to Optimism, Arbitrum, Avalanche, BNB chains. And that is this one here. So when I did that in the expansion account, there was 5.4% left, and I bridged 1% to every other chain from here. So so we just subtract then 4 by that. Oops. We subtract 4, so we're back to 1. So it's 1.4%. And that's 23. Okay. So that's number 14. Then we have here the number 15 is then the whale account on you know what? That's kind of stupid, because here I show the amount when this here already got subtracted. Here the same, and here it's the full one. Then this one got subtracted, this here one got subtracted, this here. That's a specialty. So basically this here, it's the same, it's the same. So let's find a good logic here. It's the same. Then at this point, I mean, technically it should be that's here, and out of that we remove this one here, because I can't, otherwise that one here would be 0, because everything should subtract also from that one here. So actually this one here should still be 12.5. Then this one here should have the value of this one here. This one here should have the value of this one here. Because if I don't do that, then I would need to place here the actual amount of what's left by moving those so far. And that shouldn't be the case, because it actually splits up. Yeah. Okay, good. That's the thing. So we have here the expansion to polygon, that's number 9, right? So it got expanded to polygon. Then the expansion when it filled up, then this one here should be still be this one, and it's still 0 expansion on quickswap number 1 fill. Then we say expansion after quickswap fill. So then on 11 we fill it up with that. So number 12 is quickswap, the expansion after quickswap fill number 1. That's 12. Then 13 happens, that's quickswap fill up number 2. So 14 is expansion after quickswap number 2 fill. That's that amount. And then we are here. That's 14. Okay. And in there, so that would be actually this one here. So so we are going to have this one here, 50. So, and I moved that then to the whale account. So that's the whale count on polygon after bridging to OLB. That's 15. So that's then it's expansion. Here it becomes the whale number 15, and then number 16 is then in that case the treasury, and that's the treasury on polygon. Incoming and we have no idea how much that is, so we are just going to make that 10 pixels, or maybe even 5, so just for now. Okay, good. Now we have 16 in here, also these ones. Then next one is this here, and that is the 17, that's the whale account on Optimism. Okay, and that's the whale. Optimism. And I already know that the amount there is 0.175, because there 0.1 gets moved into there from the expansion things, and then also 0.075 from the Gnosis treasury. Why? That's fairly simple, because the 1% gets put into the liquidity pool, and that's this line here, and that's from the reserved pool, that from this 12.5% that got reserved for the expansion. And the other two things we have in here are on one hand the Superfluid Sentinel for the pick there. So there's a sentinel in place that will always close the streams if they become insolvent. And I can't use that from the token expansion, because it's more of a service and that needs to be done. And it was 0.01, just that there's something in there, and the rest is still in that whale account, and it opens up a Superfluid stream to the treasury, so that's the first stream on the chain, is always from the whale to the treasury. So it doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense to have these streams in there, because the amount is so tiny, but it's more of a symbolic stream. That is the reason why this here is a little bit complex to follow on the initially implemented logic. So that's the whale account on Optimism. That's number 17. Then we have the whale account on Arbitrum. But I think I can Arbitrum. That's number 18. Then we have here BNB chain and an Avalanche. Okay, so that's 19 and 20. Okay. So, and then we calculate how much is 1.75%. That is 26.5. 2.5 pics. Okay. That's the whale account of Optimism. That's on our Arbitrum, that's BNB chain, and that's an Avalanche. Okay. So we have here 18 and then 19 and 20. Okay. 20. So these are in there. Then let's do real quick the calculation. If we, so basically that one here should be, we just let them 20, let's say. Okay, and then we have here the oh yeah, I mean that's actually kind of correct, I would say, because I think there I did it correctly, because we have here the treasury, and that's number 7, and number 7 is the treasury, the amount, how much was in the treasury when I filled it up. So there was a symmetric that went off the rails, that went into the symmetric pools, but in the meantime the treasury got filled up again. So that's this one here, and I think we can also take a look when that happened. So we have the treasury. Let's take a look. That's 3F here, and those are these things, and that happened on 22/6 to 8. 22/6/7. Okay, and there, yeah, we moved away 5%, so it was at 10%, almost 10.1. So 10.02 in there. Then we can say that that's the treasury on Gnosis chain before bridging to and there it was 0.1222. Okay, let's see how big that's it. That is 63. Okay, that's 1, 3. Okay, so now we have this one here in place, these are in place, and then we have here the transactions to the new dexes, which is then 21. That's sushi swap on optimism, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's BNB chain. Let's make sure that that's actually correct. Classes. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. 21. 22, 23, 24. Optimism Arbitrum and Avalanche. That's no, 21 is the treasury on Gnosis chain. Yeah, that's 21. So that's then 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay. And that is then 1%, which is, I think, a straight number. It's 20. So 21, 21, and 22, and that's sushi on optimism. And 20. Then June. Then that's sushi on Arbitrum. Then sushi on Avalanche. And pancake swap on BNB chain. 0.01. 0.01, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are in there. Then we have the additional whale in there. That's 6, 7, 9, and that's pancake swap. Then that's the whale. That's the whale. Okay. And then we take a quick look at the whale. Okay. Then transactions. So I bridged 0.01 in there, then 0.25 in there, then I sent that to the wait a minute, did I actually, so shouldn't be the balance of that? $0.07. Oh, okay. See. Here on optimism. Minted. Put into the connect rotor. Got it from the polygon expansion thing. Placed in there That's for the sentinel. No, that's incoming from the chain. That's incoming from the treasury, and then we place it out there. So C4. Oh, come on. Is that? Yeah, that's the contract, right? That's the sushi contract. C4, yeah. I got the sushi LP token because I sent 0.1 there. So there was still 0.4 left in there, and that one and then there's the stream to the F account. That's the treasury there, and the treasury optimism okay, so I funded them myself actually, so there aren't any sentinels left. Okay, good to know. Okay, so these get bridged, the sentinels get funded by myself, right? Okay. Then there's the whale, and the whale holds then whale on optimism after sushi. Great. Version 1, and there it's 0.05. Okay. Zero 1 0. Yeah. So 0.01 0.0075. Yeah, that's what was left in there. So that's 26. Okay, and 0.075 is 75. That, and that's 17.3. Pix pixels, then we can duplicate that. That's the whale on Arbitrum. Then that's the whale on Arbitrum. That's the whale on BNB chain. And that's the whale on Avalanche. After Pancake swap, that's this amount. So then we are here. It's 27, 28, and 29. Okay. Avalanche. Okay. And then the last things are the streams to the treasury. So we have, can get rid of, I think. Then we have the treasury on Optimism. 0. What? And we are going to say that's 5 pixels. So that would be then 30. Oops. 30, 31, 32, 33. Then that's the Avalanche, BNB chain, and Arbitrum. So duplicate those. It's a treasury. Okay. Treasury. Then that's 30, 31, 32, and 33. I think we're good, right? That's this stuff here. Let's say we have the whale expansion to Polygon, that's treasury and Polygon, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we have 32 transactions in there, and that is now this cluster here on top. And now we are going to do that in a very sketchy way. I am going to, let's close that one here. So yeah, let's get rid of that and save that. That's the timeline building measurements. Okay, so okay, don't try this at home, but I'm just gonna grab these ones here, and that's 750. So this one here is the HoneySwap mint whale expansion HoneySwap. Then that's the empty one that we already placed in there. That's the treasury before symmetric fill. Okay, so 705 and 213. Oh no, that's the correct one. 225. I mean, these are just some variants. We are going to do the fine tuning then later on, once we actually have the background images in there, and then we align it to based on these values. 850. Okay, let's take a look if one pops to the center. Yeah, of course it's off, but who cares so far, because the sizes aren't correct. Never mind, don't care. We'll look at that later on. Then we place the next one sort of here. Is 910. 910 and the top 170. Okay. Then the next one is the expansion to polygon, which is here then, which is 1115. And top 355. Okay. Okay. Then we this one here is 1310, and on top and top 361. Okay, then the next thing would be probably kind of here. That's 1410, 10, and 435. Ta-da! Then we have the next one here. That's still here, so that's 1450. 50 pixels, and from the top 470. Okay, then place that one probably also is kind of here, which will be 1540. 1400, or did I just type it the other way around? Yeah, of course I did. 540. And from the top, oh, I think a little bigger. So, and from the top, 432. Just from these. Okay. Then we have the other one here. Then we place this one here is 1670. 70, and from the top 77. Okay, then the wheel here, it's 1780. 60. My attention span is 480. Okay. Okay. And then we also have here the incoming stream. That's 1980. 1008. 1900. And from the top, 382. Okay. Holy shit, 5 pixels is really, really small. Make that 10. That's also still super small. Yeah, I mean, you should still be able to find it with your mouse, right? So in that case, we also need to increase these here, because that's just So, okay, then we place. Okay, we have this one here, here, here. Then we have the whale account on optimism, and the whale account on optimism should be here. So we 1720 is 1720, and that applies to all of those. And to the top it's 17272 and so 70 and 70, and that's 70, and very wild guess, that's minus 30. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Then we have the treasury on Gnosis chain before we bridge it. That's a little bit less. That should be here. So it's 1580. 1580, and from the top 214. Okay, right, and then we have sushi on. Here, that's 1800. Okay, and to the top 154. 254. Yeah, 254. 254. Okay, shoot, and then we have this here, and 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 minus 100, and this here, and minus 100, and this here is for 6 pixel, but minus. Then we have the small ones down there. Then we have the whales, and I think those also are the same to the left, and how much more? 280. So 280. So that's 180. 80, and that's minus 20. Okay. Bam. And then we place the treasury still in there, and that one is basically the same as this one, but just 1850. 50. Bam, bam. Bam, and from the top minus 20. Well, it's gonna be a little bit less, but for now it's fine to have it this way. Okay, 180, 280. Okay, so that should be the last one from here. Good. Great, so we placed them, we have the correct sizes. All what we need to do next is place the lines in there. And we can do that later on because we already have here the line symbol. And it's always placed here in the middle. So all we have to do is, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll do the lines also as SVG so I can animate them better later on. But what I will do is I will increase the size for quick swap and polygon because that's way too small. Punct quick swap, punct polygon, or just quick swap. And we say background size is 80% auto. Yes, that's better. Then we say the whale. The whale for is that also 80%? Yeah, that's good. Let's group them because 100% isn't going to be anyways in any case. So we have the whale on optimism, we have the whale. You know what, actually everything on optimism can have 80%, and basically also everything on Arbitrum BNB because they are all super small. Arbitrum, so that here the big ones, they're the background image is just 50% and the rest is a little bit too much. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, it's better. Good. That's one thing. Next time we're gonna do the lines in there. But what I'm gonna do now is also the mint whale here. We are going to give that class that's whale itself. And these are class drops and drop one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to animate that whale here so we have something cute that we can look at before I'll end the stream, because that's probably just going to take 20 minutes or so, and that's, I think, a nice thing to end it with. So we have there the drops, and to make developing here a lot easier, we just open that up in a new window. So we take that here and we drops, transform scale 1, 0.2. let's see where, of course, that scales somewhere. Scale. So let's define first how the animation should look like. So this here, they should be on 0 size, 0 scaling at this point here at the beginning, and then they should grow and sort of move out there and then go back to 0 so that we can always run it in a loop. So what I need to define now is the exact transform origin so that the animation knows where the center to scale it from is. And we can do that by taking a look here at the transaction icons, and then we say we want the origin to be here, and that would be 21 and 43. So for the drops, the transform origin is 43 pixel and 22 pixels. Still forgot it. It was probably 23. It was 21. Okay. So, and then we transform, or let's do it just for one. Oops. That will be drop 1. Whole transform scale. Jesus. Okay. Ta-da! So that one is super duper small. So that is just because I'm lazy. So drop 1. There at the beginning, the scale should be 0. At 100%, the scale should be 0 again, and at 75%, the scale should be 1. Okay? That's the first part. And then we say which animation, the animation name gets you to drop that. That's for drop 1. There's no delay. The timing function can be ease out. No, it should just ease out because water doesn't accelerate by itself at some point. And the whole duration for that should be 2 seconds or 1.5. Never mind. Fill mode, we can do normal, direction, and infinite, so we can leave all of that. The delay we are also applied to that. Let's say the first one is the same, but we're going to add that later on. By default, we want to have that also scaled to 0. So now that one just opens up like this. And now we are going to adapt that a little bit to see if we can also translate x0 also set that back to 1, so there nothing happens. And then we're just going to update here the DOM right away to figure out if we can put more in there. So translate, yeah, whatever. Translate X. Jesus. So at the beginning, we want to have translate X and translate Y. Shouldn't. So that's how we start. And then over the time, we want to have to move that one here a little bit to the side, like 5 pixels, and also to the top, but not that much. So we have a smaller one. So -2 and -3. I'm really curious if I can actually animate these multiple elements. Should be. So, and then is that -5 and -3. And then when it fades off, it should go out there to -10 and then below to -1. Okay, let's see if that works. Either it's moving, right? So why is it? Oh, probably because it scales back when it moves in, but why is it? Why does it go back to 0? That's not... alternate? No, that's not it. See, alternate, it would reverse, so normal. Okay, yeah, of course, because the transform origin. So when it scales back to the 1 point. So what we are doing there is we let that scale to 1, but we also set the opacity to 0. 1. Yeah. maybe it's okay to not even have that. Maybe it's okay to maybe it's alright to have -3 there, and all I need to from 75 to just set the opacity down. Yeah, I think that's fine too. Okay, good with me. So we are going to add here the drop 1, then we add the drop 2 and the drop 3, drop 2, oops, drop 3. Okay. So 2, drop 3. So at the beginning for 2, I think we can screw translate X, and for that we just do I think that might be it already. 2, 3, okay. Why is that moving to the left? Why is drop 2 moving to the left? Ah, okay, so I don't really need that actually. I could on drop 1, it's 0 at the beginning. Then stupid. Ah, okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense. Because these are in the wrong order. See? And that means I should also that up here, and then we add here an animation delay of 0.1 and here 0.2. Less. 2. Nope. 5. 1. Come on, really? Okay. So if we reload that, the wheel does. But maybe not that much actually. Let's do 2, 2, and 2, and here 4, 3, 3. Yeah, that's better. But not that far off. Okay. That looks good. All right, so now I'm going to disable here the echo output, and we are and maybe let's not call it a project owner, but a project. Do I have? Okay, that's interesting. Where is my border? Where is the border? I have the border here somewhere. Somewhere out there. Gnosis chain, important section, Gnosis chain, border color. Border style. Ah, that's how I defined that. Okay. I'm just going to define that for all of them and then fuck the rest. 2, 3, 4. Until here, I think just 16 to define different ones. So here that's 5, then that's 4, then that's 3, that's 3, 3, that's number 5. Then we have the treasury and Gnosis chain, that needs 0. Then number 7, that could be 2. Symmetric 2. Expansion to polygon 3. 3, 3. Okay. Take a look at this. Okay, quick swap certainly less. That's 11 and 13. 2. Okay, and that's 15. Should have only 1 and 15 and 16. 1 and 1. Okay. It's better. Origin 2 pixels, and then okay. So now I'm also animating the arrows real quick, and then afterwards I'll stop the stream. So that's gonna take a little bit longer. Then we also have here the animation name. That's pulse arrows, and then we just apply to the delay. Maybe nothing for now. Let's see how it pulses. Let's go there by 90, and we also say that here is the opacity 0, and 0 then again. And here's the opacity 1. Oh, you know what? Let's dial up the opacity first. So at 25%, we can actually see them already. Opacity 1. That's fine too until 90%. So we have the opacity that stays 1. And then we are going to add some delay so that they're sort of spreading around, or by 1 second. So there's that's the one on top. So bottom is actually the one on top. Then that's that probably. Okay, that's the one bottom. So here the opacity 0 by default. Okay. 2. Then we have arrow to the left. And we say that's 1.5 seconds. So top, right, bottom, left. So we can let that on 2. And then that's 1.5 to the right and to the left. It's 2.5. Okay. But we can do that down here. So we have 0.25, 0.5, and 0.75. Yeah, it's one to the left, right. That's one to the right. What is... Yeah, so what's your problem? Is it just weird timing or what? Why? I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. So 2, 5, 75. Okay, and then let's dump that down to the half of the time. That's what we want. Okay, I think we're good for today. Let's let that one here sink in a little bit. Oops, a bit much. Okay. So the styles in here, and then we can also let the I'm gonna copy that stuff here as well, because otherwise I probably will let's clear that one down real quick to also 5 seconds. Oops. Oh, okay. No Premiere, the After Effects. Hey 8-bit Zeph, I am currently building the fraction token website. It's a DeFi experiment that launched 1.5 years ago on Gnosis chain, and the last half year or so I worked on that the token expands to other chains while still remaining the total supply of just one. And also it's a native streamable superfluid token, so you can stream it from one account to the other. And so far the home screen is fairly straightforward, is almost done here. I built the entrance screen there, and then the current status where you can see how the token split it up over different networks so far. Then oh yeah, I mean it's stream number 13, so all you see now is what I did in the last 13 streams. So it's the start page. That's an SVG animation, animated SVG. So it's not something rendered. It's a vector graphic that loops infinitely. Then here's how the token split it up across the networks so far, but the numbers will hopefully change and get more evenly distributed over time. Then here's the section how to get some of the fractions. So you can either buy it or bridge it to somewhere else, or if you don't want to buy it, you can also use the fraction faucet. So if you send 0 XDAI to that address, or 0 of the native token, just make a 0 transaction to that address, or then later on also to the NS, it opens up a stream of the last decimal point per second into your account. If you want to check that out, that's done via the Superfluid protocol. So it kind of looks like this here, where you can see that the numbers change all the time, and you only have one transaction to start it and one transaction to stop it again. And you can also use the Minerva wallet, so you can see it in your Android app as well. There also the numbers will change. Then that's the last missing part of the home screen, where I'll want to show how what the project, which liquidity the project provided so far, and when which transaction actually happens to be more transparent, so that people can actually look it up without going through the block explorers all the time. A pet adoption game. Oh, in HTML. Nice. What are you using? Just HTML and some JavaScript, or more advanced stuff in there? Okay. Do you have a link? So then I'll check it out real quick till the end of this stream. Yeah, I mean that's also just a fun project to the side. So it's always, if you have a challenge or some nice idea you want to build, that's always the best stuff you can build on, because then you can do it like you want to without anyone telling you that it should be different or something. And that's okay. Okay, so you just make it locally, not hosted any. And I'll just show you real quick what I'm exporting here. That's some part you can then, when the stream ends, you will also see that in the logo itself. It's an animation I built in Cinema 4D. Can let me real quick take that export here, and that's just 5 seconds. So what I did is I made an yeah, to be honest, some part, I mean, I do have some plan how it should look like, but especially this area, I think I overthrew it 5 times or so, and figuring out it while I'm building it, because at some point you think it would work, but then you get to some point where the logic sort of collides itself, and in the worst case, you basically have to accept that you didn't think of something, or that it won't work, and then you just have to redirect and then build it again. That whole website, it's just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Some PHP for the server side, but no React or something. It's all the same. Also, this here is plain SVGs and then CSS animations. So if you're interested, I can also show you the code for that and explain it a little bit. And what I exported here is one animation. I made a loop animation for each platform and protocol the token uses later on, so I can show you how it looks when it's finalized. Oops. So that's the rendered version. Let's go to 100%. So it starts with the Gnosis chain logo, then the honey swap pool, then cow swap, then optimism, then superfluid, then the Minerva wallet, then arbitrum, then sushi swap, then Lefi, then polygon, then quick swap, then the lab 10 collective, then Binance, then pancake swap, then connext, then avalanche, then CoinGecko, then Seliki, then Celo, then Symmetric, then Ethereum, then Uniswap, then OpenSea, then Snapshot, and then we're back to the original loop. Yeah, sure. If you, I'll drop you the link to the link tree. There you find all the infos. It also should be in the profile of the Twitch account. I'm on the Minerva wallet Discord. There's a separate fraction token channel in there, but feel free to just write in the normal chat. Then I'll find you there. I'm one of the in the core team. And yeah, so that's the one animation I did last time, and it's done in Cinema 4D, because that's the funny part about that animation. You never see the full logo. So shortly before the logo would have been completed, it already starts to disappear again. So there's never the full logo visible. So like here, it almost closes, but before it closes, it disappears again. And that's for everyone. And then these logos overlap a little bit. And so you get this effect here. Let's put that back to 100. So it looks like this here. Then later on. And I can use that later on and loop it over and over and over again. I even made it a background animation for the notebook too. And that here is basically networks and platforms. So if you take a look here from the side, you can see that it starts up and then it disappears again, and then the next one comes up and comes up, and that's how it works. No, I don't use Visual Studio. For coding, I'm just using the Atom, because that brings basically everything with me. It's I just need something to write and something that does some auto completion, no breakpoints or something, because all the PHP stuff is very, very straightforward. There's just some if else and some variables to read out, nothing fancy. And for me, I have the project manager, added the remote FTP, and that's the only packages I added there, and that's super fine with me. That's all I really need, and that's fairly straightforward, I would say. No. Atom is it's on all platforms, and that's the nice part. It's on Atom. I think it's from GitHub itself. GitHub made them, but you find it on each. That was actually one of the main reasons why I switched to Atom, because when I was using macOS, I had the Coda too, which was pretty nice, I would say, but it also costed something. And then when I switched back to Windows, or basically I had to work with Coda in the last company I was working at, and at home I was using Windows, and it was always a hassle to switch between different editors. And at some point then I was looking, so okay, which one is available on all of them? And it turns out Atom is one of them. It's open source. There are a ton of extensions you can add there, but I only use 2. the project manager and the remote FTP, so I can interact with the server. Oh yeah, I mean it's totally fine to code to work on Linux. I just remember some time ago the rendering in the browser was a little bit funky on Linux, but that was like 10 years ago. I think that also sort of disappeared, especially since they moved over the render engines. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you need it, but if you say you're just programming something in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript only, I would say a simple editor is fairly fine with that. And I like that I can easily split up. So I usually have the HTML part here and then CSS and JavaScript to the side, but you can always drag them and then split it up. So you have this window part. So that's something I use very frequently. So at least 2 of them. And I mean, I do have one other monitor. You only see it in the stream in the top corner there. That's my second screen. And there I just move something around, and there I have usually the code inspector. That's this one here. I just moved it into the main area and increased the font size so people can see some part here. But that's something I always have, like these 2 columns here, and sometimes that's also something nice. You can even if you open up the same file twice, then you don't have to scroll up and down all the time, which I'm doing anyway because I really like this. Like doing this from the Logitech mouse. Okay, yeah. So but I think that's it for me. I'm hitting close to 3 hours. If you want to join in, I'm doing this stream every Tuesday, every Monday and Thursday. Although I think next Thursday I won't be able to do that because I'm at an event in Vienna. But let me check so that I don't tell you something wrong there. Yeah, so next one is on Monday, same time. Again, it's I'm not sure. I don't know where you're from, but it's at 8:30 European winter time now. And so next time, I do have this sketch here of the transaction overview, and today I built this dot and placed them and made sure that the percentage amount is the exact same thing and that everything is placed in here. And next time I'll do these connecting lines, and then also that when you enter this section that they appear separately, so that it gets more of this field here, so it has more structure. And then I also add that if you click on what, I don't know where you dropped out, but in any case, next stream will be on Monday, 8:30 p.m. European winter time, and I'll finish up the relevant transaction part here. As you can see, there's the sketch down here, how it kind of should look like then later on. But next time I will do these connecting lines here, and then also the build-up animations, and that if you click on it, that you can that you get additional informations about the transaction. So for example, On launch day, the full token got minted, and then on launch day, put half of the token into a liquidity pool. So if you click then here, you should get the information, what was the exact time and date, the link to the transaction on the block explorer, with how many of another currency, cryptocurrency, got put together to place in that liquidity pool. Also the information that you can see that the liquidity hasn't been moved yet, so there's no rug pull for something like that. Oh yeah, great. So here it's in half an hour it's midnight, so it's 11:30 here. So if depending when you're, so it would be late afternoon, I would say, probably. Yeah, but join in. I'm happy if I'm building something and you have detailed questions how I'm doing it or what's the logic behind it, I'm happy to explain it step by step. Also, I think I did it once also for Vicky to explain how that animation here got built. And today we also did this small whale animation here that the water drops pop out there. That's all plain CSS animation stuff. Yeah, so hit me up on Discord. Let's talk about your project and tune in next time. So then if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer anything you might be interested in. Given that, I'll stop the stream now and see you on Monday. Bye bye.